All right, we just got through the featured bout, the people's main event, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. What'd you think, PJ?
Wow, went special guest referee, right? So that's the thing. What you get with anything that's special, right? It's like saying we got a special guest Baboso, right? You're gonna be distracted. Right? So that's what we got. That's what we got in this. I liked it, but at the same time, what I didn't like it. So what I didn't like about it was the whole, I think they leaned too much on the whole like psychological warfare. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Leave my cat alone. That's my cat, right? Like they lean so much on the psychological warfare of it all that, you know, I mean, if you watch the match, like it cost CM Punk and all of that for nothing, because then Drew McIntyre still has the bracelet, right? So I don't know. I just think that they lean too much on that psychological John Wick. I got your dog and your whole family, and like they lean too much on the whole bracelet part instead of like all the other matches we've seen. At least what we had at the end of the day was like the athleticism, right? But this, I just feel like it was less about that and more about like the psychological warfare storyline of it all.
All right, I kind of looked at it as the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like they've been milking this beef, if you want, ever since CM Punk got back. You had the injury at the Rumble. You had CM Punk screwing over McIntyre at the WrestleMania and pay-per-views to come and follow, and they've had to build up on Raws and, you know, just the face-to-face confrontations, and like these guys, they've been really selling that they hate each other. And so to have Seth Rollins, yes, he was a bit of a distraction, but it also created those moments of tension, like with the bracelet, like when he like just picked it off the match, like, here, let me just keep this safe for you, I'll put it on my wrist. And then CM Punk starts losing his mind, like, now you have the bracelet, everyone has the bracelet, everyone keeps taking, I just need to take this bracelet back.
That's what I mean. Just when he was gonna perform his finisher,
he allowed
it with the whole athleticism part, well, I wanted to see that finisher, right? And then like he stopped, like literally he stopped like 1 second away from it. So like, oh, now you have my bracelet, you know?
But it speaks to the type of character that CM Punk is. Like he reminds me so much of Stone Cold. Like the title's not worth as much as whatever I say is the most important thing in the world. Like a John Wick. Like, dude, that bracelet, it's like killing the dog. Like, dude, like that's my kid's bracelet. That my kid means more to me than anything in the world. So that bracelet is the representation of that. And trying to get my hands back, you know, possession is 90% of the law or whatever they say, you know, like just having my kid's stuff not in the hands of my enemy means so much more to me than just having the bell rung and my hand raised at the, like, I need my revenge. So that's why I like at the end when he's laid out and McIntyre takes the bracelet back and he puts it back on his wrist, like, you know, this isn't over. This is only round one. They can continue to milk this rivalry with like two guys with no belt.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know, you can have a back and forth and then finally have, you know, like this is to settle it. No, it's like the third match is when you really settle it in like a, I don't know, a hardcore or a ladder match or just like a loser go home, but you know, something definitive.
You have to up the ante. After all of this, you definitely have to up the ante. You're right. With no title at hand whatsoever, what we have is this like John Wickish like storyline to pull us through this thread. Like they have to up the ante. What's next after SummerSlam? Or what's the next thing? Like you said, whatever the next one big thing, big event is, like they're gonna have to
kick
up
the can down the line. What I'm saying is they can milk this rivalry for another 6 months if they have to. They don't have to go straight to the next pay-per-view.
They're gonna go straight to the next event, up to the next event, until this is gonna keep going, which is kind of exciting too, because they're like thinking, what else can happen, you know, like. But at the same time, it goes into can they pull it off? Can WWE like pull it off? Like, and by that I mean like, can they have a fan base like eager to watch a match
the same match 3 times?
Like, for a non-title, you know, like no stakes other than like with their egos, their pride, their You know, like that's what I'm talking about, right? So, hey, like if for me, I don't really want to watch like that like thing. Like I can just watch John Wick, the whole trilogy, and the fourth movie too, right? If I want to watch like a storyline like that, you know. For me, they gotta up the ante. For me, they gotta do like keep that rivalry, but put them in a hell in a cell. Put them at tables, ladders, and chairs.
Or even just a one-on-one. Like literally, you said Seth Rollins was a distraction, or just a distraction. It was a distraction too.
Think about it.
But like the centerpiece was not on their rivalry. It was on how all three of these men want a piece of each other. And Seth is kind of facilitating his two enemies taking themselves out. But if you remove Seth from the equation, then you could literally, like the second match could have no bells, no whistles. It's just two guys who want to get their hands on each other without the referee distraction, without the cage match, whatever the stipulation is. And then finally, the third one, like, you know, winner takes all, is you need some sauce.
Yeah, or like maybe, I don't know, because I think like with Seth Rollins just walked away. He wasn't like the happiest person to walk away from that match too, you know, even though he was a special guest referee.
Yeah, this
like they might even make it a three-way. They might make it a three-way. Hey, up the ante, someone maybe
triple threat
match.
Yeah,
you know, that's how you raise the stakes. You still have like there's some things that they both have to settle, some score to settle between all three of them. If you really think about it. So I think like that's if I were them, or like that would be like a dream match. Like, hey, I want to kind of see what's gonna happen. Like, what's the end of this story? But like up the ante, and I think if we make it a triple threat, the title on the line, hey, I will watch that next one. I will break it down for you too. Okay, hopefully no more distractions either.